maker mama boss lady behind Fiber and Fox, and this is episode 41 of my podcast. Thank you for joining me. Everything that you need to know about me is linked down below in the down bar, and there's also a link to the blog where you can find show notes for anything that I'm going to mention today. Episode 41. Thank you for coming. If you are new, I appreciate it. There's been quite a jump in numbers. Last episode was like really close to 3K, and now we're at like 3,100 or something. So thank you so much for the growth and just support and being here and sticking around and hitting subscribe and actually coming back and watching stuff. It's amazing. I really appreciate you guys. And I have some rewards for you. So I guess that brings us into admin today. But yes, I have a giveaway, and it's kind of a culmination of the 3K, and I hit 9K on Instagram. The algorithm and I on Instagram have been, it's complicated. But yes, 9K over there, and also, I don't remember the exact date, but somewhere in the next week, the podcast turns 2. So all of those things, 3K, 9K, Potiversary, giveaway, hooray. There's the title. I have some goodies for you. So I'm going to talk about that at the end of the episode. I have crochet hooks, I have stitch markers, I have yarn, and you're going to want it. So stick around till the end for that. But I think that's the only admin-y bits this week. We'll roll what I'm wearing into admin. Maybe it just needs to be its own section. I don't know, but it was short and sweet, so whatever. Today I am wearing my Granny Isosceles triangle scarf, which is a mouthful, but it is one of my patterns, and you can find it free on my blog as well as on Etsy and Ravelry, which are always linked down below. This is a really great one. It's a really basic, not like my most insanely creative original shawl idea. My other ones are much more complex, but this is a great beginner granny stitch style triangle scarf, and it's easily adapted to any yarn weight and any amount, well, not any amount of yarn, you obviously need a bit of yarn to make a shawl, but any reasonable amount of yarn and any scrap quantity, so you can really customize this one. It's written for worsted weight yarn in the pattern, but it's one that you can kind of just go until you like the size, and you can definitely throw in stripes or scrappy bits. It has tassels. The original, this one is out of Lion Brand Heartland in the colorway, maybe Yosemite, I don't really remember. But yeah, it is one of my go-tos, even though it is acrylic. I love this orange, and it's really easy to throw on, and it hangs, the weight of the worsted hangs really nicely. I think because it is acrylic and not wool, it's not super hot, but to each their own in climate and whatnot. But yeah, it's an easy one to customize, and it's great for markets and gifts as well because it goes super quick. So yes, Granny Isosceles triangle scarf. On the design front, I have nothing new to show you this week. I did finish, I'm going to hopefully finish up the pattern in entirety. Today is Monday the November 2nd or something like that. Yes, voted. It's November 2nd. Local elections. I finished up the math on all the sizes for the Through the Rain cowl, which is going to be an adult, toddler, and child size. I don't know if I should say it in that order, but those are the sizes that are going to be available, and I'm going to be doing a tester call hopefully in the next week or so. You'll see as I'm talking about my whips, there's been a lot of like gift knitting panic. I have a lot of November, not only like Christmas prep, but like November birthdays and stuff. So there's been a lot of gift knitting crocheting. So the designing has kind of got pushed, but also there was one part where the math wouldn't math, and I was really frustrated for like a week because I was like, it's a cowl. I already made the thing. Like I know, like, I don't know, I was counting some number a bit wrong. I'm not gonna tell you what I did, but yeah, so I was just doing the math wrong, and like I was doing the math correctly, but using the wrong numbers. So, but yeah, I had a brain blast. And figured out how to math the math. So that is done. I just need to get some photos of me in it and do a tester call. So if you are interested in testing either the adult size, the child size, or the toddler size, or any combination thereof, coming soon, fingering weight yarn. And then the Fields cardigan is about 2 weeks out from being done from testing. So we're just in testing land right now. And hopefully, I don't know if I'm gonna, maybe December I'll pick up a design, but holiday season wise stuff gets really busy with all the gatherings and the cooking and the wanting to like make memories with my kid kind of stuff. So I'm not gonna stress the designing. The nice thing about doing this at my own pace, and definitely a privilege that it doesn't need to be like a main source of income for us, that I don't have to like force myself to sit down and design if it's not within the mamaing schedule. So there's some shawl stuff that could be happening back there, but December, yeah, I might just be getting the other 2 patterns out and released. And yeah, that is the design section this week. For finished objects, I actually finished a pretty big project, but I'm going to show it to you probably the next episode because I want to show you all of the owly things together. But I did get the owl wings on my jacket to be a mama owl. So I will show you that in a later episode. But I got that done. That was a whole adventure. And then other finished objects wise, I literally just finished this like an hour ago. I didn't think it was going to be a finished object. It's in my notes as a whip, but I finished a more or less following the pattern. Are we still attached? No. Okay, sorry. A seismic beanie in the, I think I did the 3 to 10-year-old size, which seems like a really broad age range. It looks really long and skinny. It's kind of funny. But this is the Seismic Beanie by White Owl Crochet Co. White Owl Crochet. Molly. I originally tested it and oof, I lost the, hang on. Let me go grab the original one that I tested so I can compare the 2 for you. All right, I got the hat. Back in 2019 or so, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. 2019 is when she released this pattern initially, and I tested. Oof, look at that palm. This one has seen much love. I don't know if you can tell. It's got fuzzies. But I tested for Molly, and this I think was the 1 to 3-year-old size. It is a, I can't remember if it's meant to be fingering weight or sport weight pattern, but it is a fingering or sport weight twisted rib knit hat pattern, and it goes from like infant all the way up to adult sizing. And I believe she also has a DK or worsted weight version now too, which I think I also have the pattern for. But this one, it's seen a lot of love, and I was hoping that I could pick up stitches around the bottom because it still fits widthwise on her. This is my daughter's, obviously, not mine. Although it does fit on my head as a very short beanie. I was hoping I could just pick up more stitches around the bottom and just like add extra ribbing because I mean it's a toddler hat. But I could not find any remnant of this yarn, which was a mystery yarn that I had in stash. So I ended up making her another one because she does actually keep hats on her head, like as far as winter outside stuff goes. She will keep a hat on, so that's nice. So this one is unblocked because I literally just finished it. I don't really block hats anyway, but this looks like a, it just looks weird. I made it extra long because I wanted to not run into the same issue where I was then too short, because this still fits on her head, but it doesn't cover her ears. And for New England winters, you kind of need those sweet little ears covered. So, yeah, so I just made it extra long, and I didn't really follow the row count in the pattern. I just cast on with the amount of stitches for the pattern size. It is in twisted rib, and then the striping in the pattern I think is every like 4th row you do. I don't know if you can even see it in this one, but there is a purple stripe in there with the rainbow. I think every 4th row, but I was doing like every 5th row and then 2 rows of a different colored blue stripe. I have mixed feelings on how this yarn played out, and I also have mixed feelings that I used it for a hat and not the entirety of it, because I did originally buy it for a shawl. So the yarn that I used was some that I got on the Shop Hop, well, the main color I got on the Shop Hop when I was doing the Shop Hop vlogs back in the summer. So this was from Knit New Haven, and they carry, I think it's from Stonehenge Fiber Mill. I don't think Crazy is the brand. I think Crazy is the yarn line. But it's a very, you know, mill spun spin cycle-esque. You know, they're kind of the standard, but this one is a 2-ply sport. You gonna focus? You can do it. There you go. And it doesn't have a colorway name because literally, as you saw in the front, no 2 are alike. Every single skein is completely different, which is amazing. So they had a lot of beautiful ones. I ended up, I think, giving away a set for a pattern from Knit New Haven. Oops, that's the wrong bag. And yeah, I was going to make her a cowl or a shawl or something in this yarn, but then I was like, oh, the color changes are going to be really color blocky. Maybe I'll do it in a hat. And I like the 2-ply for a hat. So as you can see, so it starts with this, it started with this blue, and then it's kind of obnoxiously large swaths of color. I was hoping that it was gonna, there was actually a really, in between, I took it out because it was too much, a solid blue in there. So it was this color, solid blue, then this tealy blue, which there's plenty of left, and then there's that color, and then this navy blue in there. So it might have been better for a shawl project. But yeah, I thought she'd get more wear actually out of a hat, and I got the blue because that is her favorite. So it's cute, but I don't love the way that I think with a pom-pom on top, it'll kind of balance it out. I was hoping that I'd maybe get 3 color sequences, but I didn't want to cut the yarn up because then I would just have weird scraps of 2-ply sport weight. So yes, the other color in there is also a 2-ply. I think it's sold as a fingering weight, but it definitely has the sport-like tendencies. Did I just grab the tag out? I think I did. Where did I put it? Gracious, Bella. Oh, it's on my lap. This is Cup of Tea Yarns. She is a local to me Connecticut dyer, and she dyes naturally with plant type things. I'm assuming she doesn't list on her skeins what she dyes with. I'm assuming this must have involved indigo of some kind, because I don't know how else you get a tealy blue like that. But the colorway is Deep Sea, and it's on her 8515 blend. So that's from Erin. So I combined the two, and I think it came out, the stripes are definitely more visible in this one than it is in that one. The purple just blends right in. But yeah, I think it'll be good. I kind of just royally messed up the decreases. They look okay. They look okay, but they don't look right. But I decided because I was putting a massive pom-pom on the top, I wasn't going to sweat it. But the top does this almost paper takeout container thing. So it's 4 decreases, and it makes, nice little triangle wedges. And it fits pretty nice. I think I would prefer 1 more decrease in there because it kind of gets little pointy bits. But again, pom-pom. But in the original pattern, and I remember running into this issue testing as well, and I couldn't find the final draft of the pattern. I was working on, from the tester group, the almost final draft. So I don't know if she changed something, or if I just misinterpreted it 2 times. But I remember frogging it when I was testing as well. But the decreases are supposed to, be raised, twisted rib kind of. So I don't know if you can tell. So they're nice and raised, and they look like knit stitches laying on top of the hat. However, this time, they look like twists, twisty little braids of something. So that versus, I don't know if it'll focus on both of them, or if I can physically do this with my hands. Oh boy, hold on. Hold on, I tried to show you, but I cannot get, there we go. Oh, yep, maybe. That's probably a terrible visual on all parts, but yeah, it's supposed to look like raised knit stitches, and instead I got twisties. So I am not sure what I did wrong. It's like a slip 2 knitwise, knit through the back loop, pass them over stitch with some wackadoodle abbreviation. And I remember having issues with it the first time, and I can't remember, I feel like Molly did a video in the group chat, but I don't think there was a video for the pattern, or maybe she added one later, I don't know. It's a great pattern. I failed at this and didn't care enough to fix it or message Molly or read more carefully. So last time. And also one of my decrease sections has more stitches. I think it's this one. But it's okay. I'm gonna put pom-pom on it. It's gonna be all right. So it actually fits my head cute. So it's got loads of stretch to it. It's probably mess up my hair, but so apparently I can wear a child's 3 to 10-year-old size, in case anyone was wondering and wanted to make me hats, And it actually has room to fold too for me. I pondered like that. I don't like me in hats. I wore hats so much as a kid, and I don't like them now. But yeah, so it's got room to fold up. I pondered making it a folded brim, like actually doing a double brim, and then knitting more, like with the rest of the yarn. But I didn't like, because it's not, the texture is different with the twisted rib on the back because it's actually only twisted knit stitches. So I don't know. And I could have, obviously folded it in too, but I don't always love that look. I don't always love that. Like where you fold it and then tack it down, but then the brim is kind of chonkier. That's not always my favorite look either. Again, this is a hat for a, I almost said 2-year-old, 3-year-old. But yeah, it's just not my favorite execution. But I want to sort out the pattern because I did want to make myself a beanie with this pattern in the thicker weight yarn. So I need to figure out what I did wrong with the decreases and get those right, because they are so pretty when they look like little knit stitches in a takeout container type shape. But yeah, we'll figure it out. So that's the Seismic beanie, and it is a finished object. Whip-wise, there are socks always. I have, I guess, half-finished object. I have one. These need some blocking, I think. But I have one of two, obviously, because that's how socks typically work. In this broken rib pattern that I done made up. In Patton's Croy gray marl gray, and flax for the heel, which I kind of annoyed that the gray on the heel is a different gray than the gray in the marl. I was kind of hoping it was the same. It wasn't. But got one done, and I'm on to the, am I on the foot knit? No, I'm still on the heel flap of the second one. Again, got back burnered because gift making. But these are going to be so cozy in like boots. I need to do like a reel or something. But I have now worn all of my socks in my Birkenstocks, much to my family's chagrin and horror. It's fine. I can make them proud other ways. So I've worn all the socks, and now we've moved into, I need to find some like in-between footwear because I am not a big buyer of shoes or anything. Not quite minimalist, but like not excessist. Is that a thing? No. So I have the Birkenstocks, and then, what was that? Hair flip. I have the Birkenstocks, and then I have like snow boots, like fake furry top, duck boot type snow boots. And I broke the pair of boots that I would normally wear as like my casual but still not like work boot, like knee-high zipping buckling brown boots in like a fake suede thing that I've had for a couple years now. I busted the heel off of one. Yeah, so I need to get some more, and I feel like everybody likes ankle boots now, and I have ankle boots and they have heels, and I don't like heels, so I only wear them if I need to be fancy for like Christmas. But yeah, I need like a flat pair of low maintenance boots that also look cool. But I feel like tall boots are not a thing as much anymore. I don't know, I like them, and this is a ramble about boots in my whip section. But yeah, so I've been wearing either snow boots or Birkenstocks, and it's been fine, but the weather it is now November, but it like just now is getting below 50. And it's been in like the 65s. It hit 70 last week, so it's been weird. Whereas October last year it was snowing, so I don't know, weird year. But yeah, so some days I'm wearing the Birkenstock sandals, and sometimes I'm wearing the snow boots, and the snow boots are too hot and the Birkenstocks are kind of too cold, and yeah, so I need some in-between shoes. So I don't know if that's me asking for suggestions because I'm super picky, but if you have some, bring it on. And people have said the Birkenstock clogs. I think I like them, but I also like boots. And JoJo votes no. So maybe not those, but yes. That is all of my whips at this time. I think I need to start, actually I'll tell you about it in a second. So we'll just blend that into acquirings, right? I got, nope, didn't acquire. It's been on my shelf for a long time. It was a skein that I naturally dyed. It's been sitting up here with this one, which is also needing some over dyeing, but a skein that I had dyed with coffee and maybe tea, I think just coffee. But it was a very, very, I think I have a picture I can put in, a very, very pale, like latte color coffee. I was hoping for like a deeper brown, and it came out kind of just too close to my skin tone to make it into a hat or a cowl or work it into a shawl. I probably could have like held it double with a mohair or something, but I only had the one skein, so I just wasn't reaching for it because it just wasn't looking super flattering on me. And you know I love me a saturated jewel tone, so it had been sitting there waiting to be over dyed. And we did a project using Wilton food dye for something else a couple weeks ago. Actually, we dyed beads again, which is something I think I had talked about before, but I don't like wasting, and as much as I would love to be like a yarn dyer, it's totally not a toddler friendly thing or a mom friendly thing if you're, you know, with your toddler all the time. So, because acid dyes, if you don't know, you need like a respirator, and they're messy and it's dangerous and chemicals. And knowing my ability to not handle any scent or chemical whatsoever, probably couldn't even handle that. So anyway, food dye. It's not the best, not the most permanent, definitely not the most like long lasting color fast thing, but it's fun to play around with. So we had some leftover food dye in jars, so I soaked the skein that was already dyed in some citric acid, put it in a pan, warmed it up a little bit, poured the water out so there wasn't too much water in there, and then let her go crazy, my daughter, with dumping the food dyes just all over the yarn. I just kind of like told her, aim for the spots that are brown and fill it in. And she made this. Ooh, that's really pretty on camera. Good job, Biddy-Roo. That has hair on it from me. But look how beautiful that skein is. She's been playing with it like a doll, so it's seen some cat fur and whatnot. But ooh, look at that. So this is Baby Austin. That's the colorway name, Baby Austin, right? So we have a friend who has a baby. Surprise, surprise, his name is Austin. And he's 3 or 4 months old. And we got to babysit him recently, and my daughter is just utterly enamored with him and babies in general. But when asked what she wanted to name the color, because we've talked about like yarn always has a name, like what do you want to name it? The last two are these two over here, and their names were Use, but I think Loose, because she says YLLY, and Grew, which I have no idea what either of those are. We have a friend whose name is Lucy and they call her Loose, so I don't know if that's what that was, but yeah, Loose and Grew are back there. I don't know what Grew is, but that's what she told me they were named. So yeah, and I was like, what are we gonna name this color? And she's like, oh, Baby Austin. So this is Baby Austin. And yeah, she's really good at, let me grab Use and Grew back here. She's real good at Swamp Rainbow. It's definitely her aesthetic. Like, look at that. It's professional. So proud of this kid. This one's got more purples in it. I like that. But those were on some non-superwash that I'd gotten from Green Mountain Spinnery. So those are a little too scratchy maybe for a shawl. I haven't decided. I said I was going to do socks, but I don't know. They're sitting back there for a while. But this is, I think, possibly from Knit Picks. It may have been from Dyer Supplier originally. I'm not sure. It feels more like Dyer Supplier, but there's some undyed yarn that I had bought a while back when I was messing with natural dyeing. That's why I was dyeing it with coffee. And it's superwash, so it took color really nicely, and it's going to be a shawl for her birthday, which is coming up quick. She wants a shawl. She wants it to be like my Title Fade shawl. I was going to do the Forgotten Lore, but she wants it like the Title Fades, and I think that one's like a 3-color fade. But I'm not going to fade it. I think there'll be enough going on in here that I don't need to add the stripes. And she really wants, I think the reason she wants that one is because it has tassels that I put beads on the top of. So she wants a beaded tassel rainbow shawl. Whether or not she'll end up wearing it in reality, I am not sure, but this is technically her yarn, and a shawl at least has more potential to last longer than socks on her because her feet grow so fast. So we're going to take Baby Austin and we're going to make him into a modified fingering weight Title Fade shawl. It is a DK weight pattern, but I figure for a smaller body, it'll be just fine. So, Baby Austin. For actual acquirings, I finally, at long last, acquired the Fiber for the People custom yarn that I had ordered to make my second Fields cardigan. And I say at long last because it was like a custom dye. So that does take, especially working with somebody that's as popular in the dyer community as Taylor, it took, I think, 5 weeks for it to be dyed, and then I think about another week or so for it to ship. So, 6 to 7 weeks waiting to get it. So it's not like a quick, I need to test a pattern, order yarn kind of situation. But I'd had a gift card from, I think, last Christmas that covered most of this. So I'd been hoarding it up, and I knew I wanted to get a sweater's quantity. And I settled on this. It's looking, oh good, it's showing up pretty good. So this is Fiber for the People. And this is the color Chili on her 80/20 non-superwash wool and nylon base. It's 4-ply. And Taylor Earl is a dyer from Las Vegas. So I ordered 6 skeins of this. So, they're all the same, so I don't need to show you all of them. There are 6 of them. I do not think I will need all of them to make the cardigan, because I think my size calls for, actually, I used less than 5 skeins last time, or about 5 skeins. So the yardage is in the pattern and it's all being tested and whatever. But I had 4 of the main color and then 1 that I did the contrast ribbing in. So this one's going to be all one solid color. But the yardage on this is a little closer to sport weight than it is fingering. So I am going to have to play with the gauge. And I kind of want this one to be more oversized anyway, because I don't want it to be the exact same fit as the other cardigan. I do love the fit of that one, but I kind of want this one to be more like really grandpa cardigan-y. I don't know why I keep showing it to you. Reds are always hard to show, but this is like a rusty poppy chili. So I'm going to be lovingly calling this my Red Hot Chili Sweater, because hello, not only the name, but the color. So, yep, Taylor packaged it all up in this nice little box. It comes with tea, wrote my name on it. And yeah, I just love, if you're not aware of her, go check out Fiber for the People. I think she has a Fiber for the People Instagram still, but she's also Taylor Seeking Cozying on Instagram and on YouTube. So go check out all of that if you're not familiar. I have one more acquiring, and then we'll get to the giveaway. But I wanted to share, I actually want to try this live with you here on the podcast. But I ordered, I am a member of Thrive Market, which this isn't like an affiliate pitch. I don't even think I have like a referral code or anything. I will link it down below if I do. But Thrive Market, it's like a kind of like a Whole Foods, but like a subscription online shopping ordering thing. So I get a lot of vitamins and shampoos, and we know I'm crunchy, so whatever. I'm part of Thrive Market. But they had Molly Suds is the brand that I use for laundry detergent. And I think I also tried the dish detergent this month, maybe. I think. But I saw that they had this fabric and sweater pumice. Naturally removes pilling from sweaters, blankets, and upholstery made from recycled waste glass. So it's not a real like volcanic, I think pumice is it pumice? Pumice? I think it's pumice. I think it's a volcanic rock generally, but this, I don't know how this is going to hold up, but it's made out of waste glass. And shaves pills using gentle short downward strokes. Test an inconspicuous area first. It has a QR code if you need a tutorial on how to use it. Keep away from children and don't get it in your eyes. It is definitely leaving little pumices on my hands, but I don't have an actual gleaner, which is a popular sweater pill remover. I do have I don't know what it's called. This thing is shedding all over my legs. So that's a 2 out of 10 on the sheds there. But I do have the Knit Picks battery powered pill removing thing, which works pretty okay. But the thing is like this big, so to do a whole sweater is kind of a pain. So I was kind of hoping that this would work better. And I have also from Knit Picks, or the yarn is from Knit Picks. This is the sock arms, patterned by Telly Bean Knits, but I made it in Knit Picks Swish Worsted. So that's a self-striping, and then I don't know if you can tell, yeah, it has not, and this hasn't seen a lot of wear. I made this for her last year, and it's been worn maybe 10 times, but the thing is, I mean, she is a toddler and wears stuff hard, but we got, it's not showing as well as I wanted, but we got pills. We got a lot of pills. So I figured I'd try it out on this. This isn't going to fit her probably beyond this year anyway, and in the condition that it's not something, it has like sourdough on the arm. In the condition that it's in, I don't know if it's going to be a save heirloom piece because it is pretty pilly. So I'm just going to let her like wear it to death at this point. But I'm going to try I didn't think about how I was going to show you this, holding it up in the air. But I'm going to try on the back here, like starting at the armpit, see if I can remove the pills. I don't know if they get stuck in here, if they fall on me. Oh, it's definitely grabby. Okay. It's not a very satisfying noise. And pumices and wool fluffs are flying everywhere. We now have fluffs on the pumice. It doesn't say to wash it or anything, it just says to remove it, but it's definitely, I don't know if it's removing the pills or if it's just removing the wool itself. Are you taking the pills off? Oh boy. Okay, hang on. Let me lay it flat on my leg for a second and I'll check back with you. Okay, so it does work. It is not exclusively taking off just pills though, which I don't think any gleaner or anything does. It is going to take off part of like surface of the yarn to clean it up, but we got lots of fuzzies. I don't know what I do with these now. And it definitely like shed pumice, pseudo pumice onto my leg, arm, and everywhere. Yeah. But it works much better than the Knit Picks one, and I'm going to try to show you. I don't know if it's going to show up on the sweater. So this is the part that I did. Looks pretty good, right? I didn't do the ribbing yet. But this bit right here looks pretty cleaned up. But then if you compare it to like this bit, can we see all the pills? Yeah. So it definitely, yeah, it's improved it by a lot. You're not gonna be able to see from here, I don't think, but this bit here is much better than the rest of it. So I am gonna take it to the rest of the sweater and just see if I can clean it up. I don't remember how much this was, but it was not expensive. And yeah, the stuff kind of just peels right off. So yeah, I guess I don't have to like clean it or anything. And then I just get weird little wool fluffies. It is definitely a little sheddy. There's now weird fake glass pumice on my leg. Definitely not something you'd want to get in your eye. And it's weird because it smells vaguely sulfuric, which when I first opened it, I was like, oh, it's pumice, that makes sense. I think it's volcanic, but it says it's made out of recycled glass. So I don't know what that is. But if I can find this somewhere else, I will link it in the show notes. I don't think it is a Thrive Market exclusive. Molly Suds, I get stuff elsewhere from them. But yeah, so I cleared off those fluffies. And yeah, if I get some more wear out of the sweater, I think it's worth it. And it seems like even though it is shedding, it didn't like visibly shrink in size. It's not like a magic eraser where it's going to disappear on you, but I think eventually it would wear down. But I wanted to share that. I thought it was a cool tool, and it doesn't require batteries, and it's recycled. And it seems like it will just slowly disintegrate and disappear. So that's kind of fun. And I like Molly Suds as a company. So what did I do with the label? I'll show it to you one more time. If you want yourself a Molly Suds, I don't know if I would do this on like my couch or something, but for a toddler sweater or any of my own sweaters, I would use this. So I'm gonna put this away. It's like a painful sounding bar of soap. You go sit up there. Don't like that sound at all. But yeah, I did that, so it works. Now that I have removed all of the fake pumice residue off of my legs and chair, this is definitely a do on a table and wipe up after kind of situation. It's messy. Or vacuum it up. So yeah, I've cleaned that up now a little bit. And it is giveaway time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching me review a weird glass soap. And I have goodies for you as a reward. So yes, I have three makers who have volunteered themselves to give you guys some goodies, and I want to share them with you. I have 2 of the items in hand, and then one that's going to be a custom. I'm going to put in pictures of everything for you, but this is going to be some goodies for you. I didn't want to open up this package because it's packaged up so nicely, but they are a little discombobulated in there. The first maker is Out of Yarn. She is newer to the stitch marker making scene and is from Sydney, Australia. So I was just absolutely amazed. I'm trying to get this one to behave. Absolutely amazed that she wanted to send me stuff. I'm in Connecticut in the US, so Australia is nowhere near me. So she is Out of Yarn on Instagram and is going to be selling stitch markers, and she wanted to be one of the folks to give you guys some prizes. So in this stitch marker pack, it is a removable, I think those are called lobster claw, like the jewelry clasp necklace ones. So you can use it in knit or crochet as a progress keeper or stitch marker. probably more progress keeper unless you had really small knitting needles, but removable, so friendly for crochet, which I love. And you got a blue flower, a rainbow flower, a heart. There is a daisy up there, but he's not playing well with others, and a sweet little cactus in a pot. So it's kind of a botanical set. Can you come down, little daisy? Come on. They're packaged so nicely, but they came all the way from Australia, so. All right, well, I don't want to open up the package for you, but that is part 1 of the prize pack. So that is from Christina from Out of Yarn. So thank you, Christina, for sending those. And she also gifted me, and this one I will open up because they're for me. So let me open this and slide these out for you. Nice little packaging. I like it. There we go. Okay, yeah, this will be better to show you. So she said she wanted to send me some too, and she had picked out 3 for me and then let me pick 2 for myself. And she did a really good job picking stuff for me. So I guess I'm portraying myself pretty accurately here, because she picked out this cross for me. The fox, obviously, and this kitty. I don't have white kitties, but I have 2 little, I call them my Black Panthers, but 2 little miniature Black Panthers. So a white kitty, and then she asked me which other 2 from a stack of ones that she was making. This avocado. My daughter was really excited about this avocado. Sweet little avocado, and then another cross. So those ones are for me, but you guys are going to get this little blue set from Out of Yarn. So thank you again, Christina, for shipping all the way from Australia to me. That is so lovely. Set those aside. And there is a handwritten note in there as well for me. And then the second maker, who also sent me, let me show you this beautiful card that I'm assuming she made, because it's definitely got handmade qualities to it. Very 3-dimensional, very beautiful. And it's got her stamp on the back from Wool and Bark. The card is for me. But she is, and I apologize, I usually am very good about asking how to pronounce names if I'm uncertain, but it didn't occur to me that there could be 2 pronunciations. So I think it's Dina, like Tina, but it may also be Dinah, D-I-N-A. So I am sorry if I got your name wrong. But Wool and Bark, she is a fairly new dyer, and she is in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. So she is pretty, not local, but close to me. And she reached out and wanted to share some yarn. She has it all packaged up here. She has really beautiful packaging. Look at that logo. So cute. Really beautiful packaging. But I don't want to open this up. So I'm going to leave this packaged, and I will put a picture on the screen. She wanted to share this fingering weight yarn with you guys, and not only is her logo super cute, but the name Wool and Bark and all of that. She is someone who is passionate about dogs, and you can go to her website and read the whole story as how she got to be Wool and Bark, but a portion of all of her yarn sales go to, I believe it's called Last Hope Canine Rescue, and the story, again, it's on her website, but from what I understand, they are a rescue that takes dogs out of kill shelters in the southern U.S. and brings them up to New England and puts them in foster homes so that they're not in kill shelters. So it's a rescue, and then they place them in families and whatnot. So a portion of all of her yarn sales goes to that, and then there's also, I guess, when you purchase from her, there's a roundup like to the next dollar kind of thing. And then all of those donations go to Last Hope as well. So I think that's really, really sweet, and I don't know who did her logo, but it's really good. So I like that the blue and the stitch markers, I mean the stitch markers themselves, there was a blue flower, but I like how they like ended up coordinating, because I didn't put those the 2 makers in contact with each other, but those are lovely. And I'm also going to include as well my One Skein Wonder Cowl Light. It is a fingering weight yarn pattern. So you can make that if you are a crocheter and you wish to. And if not, you will have a free pattern. So I will send that to you. And then also I have from Abigail of the Mountain Maker. She's someone who's tested for me before, and I don't personally have any of her hooks, but she makes, I think you would say hand turned. Do you make them on a lathe? I'm not sure. Beautiful, beautiful wooden crochet hooks with like the 2-color wood, and I'm going to put pictures in for you, but she has offered to make a custom hook for the person who wins in whatever wood choice and hook size you prefer, because we talked about it, and she's like, well, I don't want to limit to them to like whatever size I make and send to you, so she's going to let you pick. So I don't have it physically here to show you, but again, pictures. So yes, I will get you in contact with Abigail when I draw the winner, and you can pick out which one you like, which is amazingly generous offer, because these are all super generous things, but those wood hooks be fancy. So yes, for winning, I would like you to comment down below. First of all, you have to be subscribed to the channel. If you want to like the video, that's bonus points for you. You want to go follow these lovely makers on Instagram or check out their websites. That's extra bonus points. I can't enforce that, but I would love for you to support them either way. But to leave a comment down below, I would love for you to tell me if you are gift making, be it for upcoming birthdays or Christmas, or in general if you're someone that gift makes. I know that I'm outside of my mom is definitely knit worthy because she is a knitter and understands. And my husband will wear hats, but he loves hats, but there's a limit to how many hats he can have. I'll probably make him another one, but he has a lot of hats, but he doesn't want anything else. Fingerless gloves, he'll wear those, but he's picky. It's one of the first things I ever knit was fingerless gloves for him. But yes, where was I going with this? Knitworthiness. Are you someone that makes? I know a lot of people start in September or October, stacking up. Are you a person that just makes a bunch of socks and sets them aside and doesn't have a person in mind? Are you very specific with choosing yarns and gifts? But yeah, mostly my daughter gets gift knitting. I occasionally gift knit, crochet as well. I don't know, gift crocheting is harder to say, but I do mean both. Gift making of any kind. Are you someone that makes handmade gifts? Tell me about your gifting down below for whatever it may be for, and whomever and however much. If you're someone that makes, even for baby showers or whatever, do you make handmade gifts at any point in time? And what's your go-to? So share something about that with me, and I will pull a winner. All of those 3 prize items are going to be going to one person, and I will get in contact with you. Within the US is preferred, unless you want to deal with covering customs and whatnot yourself. We'll have to talk, but leave me a comment and I would love to get those out to you. I will announce a winner in episode 42. So you will get the hook, the yarn, the pattern. Should have said 4 items because that's my pattern too. The pattern and the stitch marker set. So thank you to all of you who gave to this giveaway. I'm so blown away that you guys want to support this channel and that we can lift each other up, and rising tide lifts all ships and all of that. Community over competition. I love being able to show you some new makers that maybe you haven't heard of before, and get those names out there and get you guys ordering stuff. So yes, go show them some love, and thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving comments. I really appreciate you guys, and definitely never thought that part of my occupation would be sitting in a room by myself talking into a camera lens and then putting it on the internet. I didn't even know that. That just never crossed my mind. But it's a thing that I do now, and I really like it. So thank you for being part of it and making it possible, and for all your support and patterns and just everything. You guys are great, and I hope you win. So I will talk to you in the next episode. Go leave me a comment and go win some stuff. Thanks. Bye.